Hello, everyone. Welcome once again for the webinar today, which is Increased Turbine Reliability Through Lubrication Management. I am Bhavti Doshi, Marketing and Branding Head with Minimax Systems. Welcomes you all. Thank you so much for taking out time and efforts. I hope you all are keeping healthy and safe, and your loved ones are safe too. Today's webinar is going to talk about lubrication management and how it can help in order to increase your turbine reliability and better the health of your turbine. Um, Lubrication is actually like a blood for every industry, most of the industries. You know how well we treat our blood in the human body, right? And which is the need of the hour right now. In a similar fashion, we need to treat your equipment's health in a way which actually improves their reliability and eventually results in better profitability. So today we have the presenters, as you already know. One of the presenter is Ms. Preeti Prasad. She is associated with us as a technical consultant and business development manager. Preeti is a chemical engineer with work experience of oil refinery and also providing lubrication consultancy services to many companies across various industries. She holds multiple certificates for lubrication, machinery lubrications from ICML. And the second presenter we have is Mr. Yogesh Kumar, who has 11 plus years of experience in streamlining operations and maintenance, commissioning within the thermal power plants. He's an expert in implementing measures to reduce O&M expenditures. He is by education a BE mechanical engineer with PG diploma in thermal power plants. He's also a certified boiler operation engineer and an NLA Level 2 ICMM. So let's have an interactive session. Post the webinar and post the presentation, we will open the forum for Q&A. So make sure each one of you, whatever queries, issues, doubts, or a situation you might have that you seek help with, you can drop in your question in the Q&A box, and Mr. Yogesh would definitely help you out with the apt answer according to his experience. So let's have and start a session. Yes, Preeti, over to you.
Thank you, Bhavti, and a warm welcome to all our attendees on our webinar, Improve Turbine Reliability Through Lubrication Management. In this, we will cover the basics of turbine lubrication, few live case studies of rotary equipment failures and disasters due to the improper lubrication management, and also we will suggest some points to improve the existing practices to achieve the equipment reliability. So, what is the equipment reliability? Equipment reliability is the predicted measure of time so that equipment will run without any failure. But there are many factors which affect it during its operation. Now let's see the turbine reliability. As we all know that turbine is the heart of power plant which extracts thermal energy from high pressure steam and converts it into mechanical energy to generate electricity. The reliability of turbine is dependent on major 5 section points. Steam quality, which is about the concern availability of contaminants like silica concentration, iron content, dissolved oxygen. Shaft vibration. It is the outcome of the oil film formed in between the bearing and the shaft. And of course, there are many other reasons for the vibration of the shaft, like misalignment and unbalancing of the rotary elements. But as far the lubrication is concerned, this is the film in between the bearing and the shaft. And this is very recent trend to analyze the healthiness of the turbine. Next is casing vibration. Casing vibration, it is believed that the turbine reliability is also dependent on the casing vibration, but actually it is obsolete from the new generation turbine. and it's now treated as a myth because it is practically feasible for the rotary equipments, smaller rotary equipments, but not for the turbine. Journal bearing. Journal bearing is the topmost criteria for the healthiness of turbine and is totally dependent on the lubricant. The main issue is faced by the journals are the micropitting and its conversion to the void, which is avoided normally because it does not give any practical physical indication to the parameters. Further, it leads to the turbine high oil temperature, high vibration, and the turbine outages. Bearing condition. Bearing condition includes the worn out jacking oil pockets, dislodging of Babbitt material, parting plane tracks, and deep scratches more than 50 micron on the bearing surfaces. And its assessment is very vital to check the reliability of turbine, and its assessment include, I'll just brief it, the ratio of TOCs and SOCs and the bearing clearances, bearing selection of bearing, whether it is a fist bearing or spherical bearing. So means the condition of bearing must be checked as per the available opportunities. So all this section will be covered in the coming slides and detail with some case studies also. Okay. So this is the turbine lubrication circuit. So those who are working in the power plants, this is a very familiar circuit to them. But those, please keep it as a recap. And those who are not working, who was from the other industries, I'll explain this in a very simple language and easy circuit. So the turbine lubrication starts from the MOT, main oil tank, where the lubricating oil is filled in this reservoir, and with the help of AOP, auxiliary oil pump, it is transferred to the cooler where the heat is dissipated during the operation, and it crosses the bearings of the turbines, that is HIPT and LPT, and when it is returned back through the bucket strainer back to the same reservoir MOT. So this is a simplified closed circuit of based on the conventional method. And OVS is added on the top of the MOT, which is the overhead vapor extraction fan. And it is used to expel the fumes generated during the entire process and to the atmosphere. And where the power plant is less than 270 megawatt unit kW design, a part of the turbine oil is also given to the governing system. So you can see that the lubrication plays a very vital role in the reliability of turbine. It gives the hydrostatic lift to the shaft. It helps in cooling the bearing and journals, and actuating valves in the hydrostatic lift and flushing contaminants away from the rotating equipment. So the maintenance of lubrication is very important. So keeping it clean, cool, and dry is a very important part of lubrication management. To sustain this challenging performance, lubricating oil, that is the turbine oil, VG grade of 32 and 46, has to go through many challenges, like the high temperature fluctuation. The temperature varies from 42 degrees Celsius to 105 degrees Celsius normally. And after that, it is tripping alarm is there. And high speed, the speed varies from the 1500 RPM to 6000 RPM, and the turbine has to work restlessly. High moisture, the moisture above 300 ppm is poison to the turbine oil. Heavy load, a single bearing is loaded with a 30 to 40 tons during the operation. Inflamed air, the issues of foaming and is because of this imprint air. Heat. Heat dissipation is the function of circulating oil, and it depends on the thermal conductivity, which further depends on the oil condition. Physical and chemical changes, all above challenges are comes under the physical, and regarding chemical challenges, it is about the additive depletion. So these are the challenges uh, a turbine oil has to go every day to perform its function. So, to meet these challenges and to sustain its working environment, turbine oil is designed with these properties as shown in the chart, which should be included in our oil analysis program, like the kinematic viscosity, the tan values, foaming characteristics. So I will explain all these five factors, important factors that must be tracked on a regular basis, maybe monthly or quarterly, or as when the equipment is in critical condition. So foaming characteristics. So I will discuss what are the factors that deviates them. So foaming, it increases with the water and the dust contamination and cross contamination of other oils, and because of the poor maintenance practices, the foaming increases in the turbine oil. Deaeration is the phenomena of the oil to expel the air content inside it, and its property goes down during the operation because of the contaminant, and it is affected by the seal material or foaming inhibiting additives. Water contained by weight is calculated by weight nowadays because variation in the oil density become high due to variation in the base oil and the ambient temperature, and it increase in the form of sharp seal, steam or leakages. Solid particle by weight. The Our turbine is surrounded by the boiler, the ash handling plant, the dust generated from that section a plants is enough to give increase the solid particle ingression into the turbine oil. So this is high air-borne dust content around the turbine generator. It is measured by the ISO 4406 and NAS 1638. Water release. Water release is also known as the demulsification properties, is the ability of the oil to release water from it. So this it get deviated due to the presence of oxidation reaction in the oil, and the oil is abused with a high moisture content due to improper lubrication practices. So you have seen that this is the properties and of the oil to perform the function which is to reduce the hydrolysis, to improve the lubricity, to prevent the rust, to improve filtration, to reduce the formation of varnish and sludge, to minimize the oxidation. So this all the function is performed by the turbine oil to sustain and to achieve help into the reliability of the turbine. This is a list of suggestions we have listed here, which help to control the properties, like the oil installation of oil purification system. And because see, every point is different, and this is very important. So I will just take 1 minute to read it out for you all, so that I should not miss any of them. So just a minute. The first suggestion is the install oil purification system to reduce contamination ingression. Send right oil sample to lab and supplier for inspection and evaluation. Install dynamic and static separator for removing water from turbine oil. Check the leak tightness of the oil cooler and inspect to prevent entry of water. Regular inspect glad sealing and oil evaporation system for moisture content. Prevent the ingress of silicon-based material into the turbine oil. Consult oil supplier and turbine oil with foam inhibiting additive. Check oil filter cartridge or element and replace the damaged or clogged one. Check and conceal the source for air borne contaminant ingress into the oil system. Check micronegative pressure in the main oil tank and the bearing pedestal and the oil return line, and if necessary, correct using the control valve at the end of oil vapor extraction fan. So these are the very simple and easily implementing points which help to control the properties of turbine oil in the permissible limits and will help to management of the lubrication. So that's the end of my part, and I'll request my colleague, Mr. Yogesh Kumar, to please take it forward and explain the upcoming slides with his experience. So thank you.
Thank you, Shapiti Madam and Bhakti Madam for the introduction. And it was really nice to hear from you regarding turbine oil maintenance and how we can improve the reliability for the turbine. Yeah. So I will start with some, I can say it's bad news for us. One turbine is dying there, generator rotary outside. So this is a case when hydrogen consumption value was increasing and timely we could not control it because there was no known reason. But we know hydrogen is having just 0.09 mm of clearances, diametrically 0.18. So just because of oil clearance increases, hydrogen gas came out, and this is the picture. And very sorry to say, we lost many lives for this. I will come to PPT just after, madam. This case just I've shown you to the show the criticality of lubrication management for the turbine reliability. Turbine is not alone, but is part of turbine and generator, because we always call TG hall. TG hall means turbine and generator hall. So obviously we have to take care of generator as well as the turbine maintenance engineer. Lubrication management is very vital. Let us see another example. Due to high vibration, one unit got into shutdown. What is the case? Yes, this happened in the Chhattisgarh. And practically, I seen it. Due to contamination, the turbine rotor got worn out drastically. It was not expected that there will be scratches of more than 1.5 mm. It happened, and that's why ultimate decision was taken that we have to reduce the rotor size. Then what about the bearing? Yes, we have to make undersized bearing. The question follows forward. If rotor size has been reduced, bearing is always there to support. Then what about the load? Yes, we have loss in load. We can run it at a full load, but with a risk. This can fail anytime. And this cost not in the time, not in the months. Because I can say 2 months or 25 crore. This is loss about the requirement, because someone was studying and suddenly power goes off. This is loss to the country. Let's see the next case. But loss to the country will be there always. This case we have discussed. This is nightmare. No turbine maintenance engineer or power plant engineer will look for this picture. Never, because this is unexpected but well known. Well known how? Yes, there is symptoms. Turbine vibration was going high continuously, and in the daily data analysis or weekly analysis, whatever is adopted, it was known that turbine vibration is increasing, especially casing vibration was blocked by the putting some wood lock or some jacks. This is ridiculous, not acceptable at all. Because if turbine is saying something, turbine is just like newborn baby, and this newborn baby remains newborn for its lifetime, not for the one day. This is very sensitive. So negligence on the limits, on the condition monitoring system, or the outcome we failed miserably. And this was a big unit and loss was huge. Means getting a new blade of the turbine for the HIP and getting a support system to replace it is very difficult. And this pandemic situation made this situation much worse. Yes, it happened. And that's why we shared this case to you. Please concentrate about lubrication management, because this is nothing. There is nothing wrong with the turbine. There is nothing wrong with the design. Wrong is only lubrication system. You will be surprised after a few slides how this can happen due to lubrication. What we are showing today. Expansion bellow failure. This is always because of material quality or steam ingression or steam ingressed directly to the point. No, this is not at all. This failure is due to vibration because LP turbine is hanged turbine. In BHE units, condenser is hanged. But in new turbine, condensers are fixed and turbine is floating with expansion valve. Turbine is floating means everything finished. Turbine is dancing in front of you and you have to take care where the ornaments gone on the down, on the floor. This is the case. And this case was very vital because there was no supplement available to repair it. Distress calls came to me and even I was not able to answer. Fortunately saying it, across the country, on the behalf of Minimac, I am serving the customers or requisitioners direct on phone. So this call came and after that we arranged it from some else, Japan and blah, blah, blah. But the downtime of 17 days lost 30 crores and this bellow was hardly of few thousand or maybe lakh. How to come out of this situation is the topic we have to discuss today. So this is the plant condition where we store the oil. When we take the oil for the top up, and how we handle it. Yes, how we handle it, the most important point for this page. We use barrel pump. That is manual. That too. Even if manhole is opening in the barrel, means they made it badly. Okay, I'm not saying bad to them, but how can they make it? No way. This is the worst practice. MOT, oil top up, is a very critical case. I'm not talking about what we can do. I'm talking about what we have received from the manufacturer. This is not up to the mark what we should be there in the tank. Yes, this is the point to be discussed. Please use intermittent filters or intermediate filtration system to top up the oil in main oil tank. This is the heart of turbine. Like we talked a few minutes back, as Bhakti Madam included, oil is the blood of any system. Yes, for the turbine, it is not only blood, it is the oxygen, it is the everything what we are facing nowadays. We can see the picture and no need to explain it much, because by picture it is what is suggested. These pictures are giving some glimpse. We should have dedicated pump for every oil transferring system. We should have dedicated lubrication room. We should have a kidney loop system to filter the oil if it is going beyond limit. Again, I'm saying, if it is going beyond the limit, if limits are there, no need to buy our equipment. Nothing promotional. Yes, but if you required, please talk. And has and adopts should be quick connect type of. Wherever we fit any external equipment in the tank, there should be an option for the quick connect. What is this? No need to go for the threads, BSP, NPT, nothing. Just quick connect. QCR, we call it. So go for this system. Even though we are not there in your plant, please follow at least this point for the top up. Quick connect coupling should be there always. Let's go to next slide. This is the again worst time a turbine engineer can face. Yeah, this is gland leakage. If we run the machine, the turbine for the long time, yes, we are very happy to run it. We will keep on running it Up to what time? Till the time OEM has recommended to overhaul it. Yes, we'll keep running. But tropicalization is a word where we put tropical condition into the picture. It's totally missing across the world. Whoever supplies there, they make the machine as per their requirement or their choice or customer requirement, but tropical condition always misses. And this is the point where we have to drain free moisture from the MOT like water. Yes, I drained it number of times. Sometimes 2000 liter, 200 liters, sometimes more than that. This gland leakage is very subjective matter. Every complete overhauling, we should replace it without asking any approval or any recommendation. These are the vital because bearing is sitting just next to it. So any leakage to it will enter into the bearing and it will go to main oil tank. Then what to talk about it? Nothing, zero. Replace the gland without any doubt. Gland replacement is essential for capital overhauling that has been approved. Run with this. The same point came here. Draining for the MOT tank. Nice. We drain the moisture from the bottom because any moisture here, unless it will not get converted into emulsified or dissolved moisture. This is the very critical point. Repeating it. Free moisture is very simple. Emulsified is a bit tough. Dissolve is much more tougher. So please keep on draining MOT, and we are here to support you for the guidance. Please contact us. We will support you and we will guide you with the timelines. Because you can't believe this small cost, which cost maximum 2 rupees, 250 or 100 rupees. It costs in billion. Difficult to believe, you can check online anytime. Whatever we are saying is the fact and that is available across the globe. This is a very different subject. This is very essential to prevent the contamination, but this is very essential subject. How to prevent dust ingression in turbine hall. Turbine hall is like we go from the lift or by the stairs, and then turbine hall looks very shiny. Sometimes it looks very blurred or dirty. Why it's there? Dirt and prevention. Yeah, so now we will talk about the source of contamination in the turbine hall. And now we will talk about apart from the turbine. Boiler, ash handling system, coal mill, they are not part of turbine. These are the main factors which are contributing to destroy the equipment condition. You can see all the 3 points are contributing to turbine reliability. Yes, ball mill is just, or coal mill is just next to the turbine hall. Boiler after that, air handling system in between. These all are contributing a lot. This is not their try, but it's happening. Yeah, this is the point I wanted to talk. But polling result is saying that we have this system. That is very great. And those who are not having this system, please implement it. There should be air handling unit at the top of turbine hall or nearby turbine hall, which is having HEPA filter, HAPA. Again, I'm saying HEPA filter to take clean air inside and put it in turbine hall to maintain its air condition. Air condition is not about the temperature. We are talking about a contamination. So this system is readily available. Even we can supply it. Nothing new. So please go for the pressurized ventilation system in the turbine hall. It's time to come to last of presentation, and especially practices and other things what we avoided during our career. Our career, I'm saying again, because even if you didn't miss it, I missed it. So every point is important, from the lubrication, reception, to storage, optimization, lubricant management, contamination control, oil analysis program, lube disposal. Lube disposal is again a different subject. We will talk in the last webinar a bit of this we discussed, but right now it's not time because we are reaching to end of seminar. And second part, this is about the methods which we are adopting. Methods are good, what you have adopted, but they need to be improved. Frankly saying and openly saying it in the forum, they need to be improved. Let's see what improvement is required. Have the Grigan air cap? Answer 0. Yeah, sorry, we have not poll questions. Otherwise, we would have answer 0. Grigan have no cap. Then, do we have a container with the IO limits? IO limits means input output limits. No. Then I wouldn't like to talk about remaining 2 parts because this will look harsh. And for this seminar, we will talk very comfortably. And the next webinar is coming for the question and answer session, where we will explain every point, every question with the proof. So next webinar is coming on the 3rd or 4th of June, and we will explain every point in detail. because that will be a free seminar.
Thank you so much, Yogesh, for your presentation. There was a lag there. So are you done with the presentation, sir? Or is there some technical Wi-Fi connection or some internet issue?
Madam,
Yeah.
presentation was quite fine. And now this is time for the QA. So it's time to pitch into.
All right. Okay. In that case, we would just start the Q&A. Okay. The first question we have is from Mr. Himanshu Kumar. Breeder gets damaged very frequently. What to do in this regard? Can silica gel breeders be used in gearbox for life enhancement of breeders?
Wow, it's a very nice question and very happy to hear it because it will help many one. Silica breeders are designed to just absorb the moistures. So for the tank contamination control, this is not enough. Yes, we can suggest the breeders, but online we can not take the name of the company who can supply you it.
Okay, all right. The next one is from Mr. Umesh Dongre. How water ingress can happen from oil cooler leak as lube oil pressure is more than cooling water pressure?
Yeah, there is something called theory of dispersion, and this theory proves that uh, moisture can travel to the high concentration to low concentration. So high concentration is moisture, so it will enter into the lube oil. This is Darwin's theory, and after that, many one gave this theory.
Okay. Mr. Gupta wants to know, we are using silica breather in hydraulic system and hydraulic tank. How to drain air? How to monitor drainage?
Madam, can you please repeat the question because
Sure.
silica drain, I heard this is what?
Mr. Gupta wants to know, we are using silica breather in hydraulic system,
Okay.
in hydraulic tank. How to drain air? How to monitor drainage?
Okay. Yes, Mr. Gupta, silica breather is not going to serve the purpose because we have to control both moisture as well as mechanical impurity. And from the drain, you can take the sample and from the sample you can conclude that what is the oil parameter. Apart from that, you can take one more decision that we have to run it to fail. That should not be advised ever.
Okay. Mr. Murli wants to know, what is the size of additives in oil?
Additives are mostly liquid additives. A few additives are solid, like antifoaming agent. They are about 0.5 microns. So any system should not be deployed for the filtration, which can remove particle up to this size. That is not acceptable. And practically saying, there should not be ELC. Okay.
Irshad wants to know, what's the difference between hydrostatic and hydrodynamic lubrication?
And there is a great difference. Hydrostatic and hydrodynamic is totally different. When speed of the component or shaft is low, we can go for the hydrostatic. If RPM of the shaft is greater than 2200 RPM, it is hydrodynamic. And after that, there will be hydrodynamic lubrication that is most acceptable across the globe.
Okay. We have Mr. Mohammed Akmal who wants to know what is criteria to decide the required ISO VG oil for turbine application.
This is again a debatable question because personally VG32, VG46 both worked well, but 46 is good because VG46 performed better than the 32 at elevated bearing temperatures.
Okay. We have Kumar Iyer asking, we are using oil centrifuge for water content removal and solid contamination. Is it okay, or you suggest a better system?
Centrifugal system is good, but when we go for the 10 or 20 year back, this is obsolete at all and not advisable because centrifugal forces, it depends on the MBA square by R. So mass is the first number. So if mass is different due to high temperature, it will not perform. Best method is vacuum dehydration system or coalescer system as per the water ingress in the system.
Okay. We have Mr. Anil Kumar with two questions. Can we control de-aeration capacity of oil by adding additives? What is the mesh size of filter media shown in the filtration system?
This is a scientist question, and thank you for this question. The filter mesh size cannot be defined till the time we are not we are not exposed to the requirement, because some system may need 1 NAS or 2 NAS or ISO 11, 10, 9 like that. So this cannot be said. And filtration media, comfortably we can suggest, but we need to know the exact requirement.
All right. We have Mr. Baba Tunde asking, what could be the cause of high bearing temperature in turbine?
Turbine, if you say, then I come back to my career. There are a number of reasons, and mostly what I felt was the lubrication. Because no one is aware about the wearing off of jacking oil ports. No one is aware of the velocity at 140 bar oil is going to the rotor, and what is the impact of contaminants on that rotor or general part. So please share your exact requirement and we will be happy to share you the answer.
Okay. Mayakun wants to know how critically stand for turbine oil to its reliability. What is allowable moisture content ppm for turbine oil?
As per the international recommendation, moisture content should be less than 300 ppm because the water particles which goes into the turbine having very heavy load, and that load increases it to bursting limit. And when it bursts, it is more than 5,000 psi pressure. So we will never suggest to let it go beyond 300 ppm.
Okay. Mr. Vamsidhar wants to know, could you explain the relation between turbine blade failure and lubrication system? He also comments it was a good presentation. In the Chhattisgarh turbine vibration case, the turbine rotor erosion happened at both the journals, is the question.
Oh, it's really, I'm very happy to answer this question. And this question needs a long time. So, shortly, I will say turbine vibration is.
Sir, please take your time. Not an issue. We have half an hour to take more questions, so you can explain in detail. It's totally okay.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, madam. So, let's explain it. Yeah. Turbine vibration is not only about the catenary of the turbine at the coupling alignment value radially or axially, but it depends after running condition only on the lubrication. Once we set all three values what I have told about, there should not be any reason to increase the vibration. Only one reason, that is lubricant. Lubrication contamination. Lubricant contamination is the vital point and most essential point for this vibration limits. You will be surprised. There is TOC SOC. We call it 600 micron or 400 micron, left to right, right to left. This matters when we are assembling the turbine. In the running condition, these all values are obsolete. Now we have to see what we are serving to turbine. And what we are serving to turbine is the steam and oil. Steam is maintained because of DM plant. Oil contamination, we have to look into as a turbine maintenance engineer. And when we are forming oil film of 25 macron, how can we expect the particle of 100 micron? No way, no chance to accept it. It happens. And this is a very practical answer I'm saying, because this happened number of times with me and with the team. So maintain the oil quality in the MOT, main oil tank, with the existing system, or if not possible, please put kidney loop system and maintain it. NES 6 should be there. Thank you, Bhavti madam, for the time.
Thank you, sir, for the detailed answer. What are various, the next one is from Mr. Rakesh. What are the various reasons for water moisture ingress in 3246 turbine oil?
As I described during the presentation, and still we are talking about it, the gland steam leakage is the main reason for moisture ingress, especially for the free moisture. The emulsified moisture and dissolved moisture is the secondary and tertiary part, but free moisture is the gland leakage. Especially I'm mentioning gland leakage because if we can maintain it, there will not be any moisture ingress in your main oil tank. Our promise. Madam, please.
Mr. Lakshmikant wants to know, is varnish a major issue in turbine oil or the TAN value, considering mineral oil is in use, basis on your experience?
Varnish is an issue for the shorter time, longer. But if the same oil is going to generator, because lubrication system is common for the turbine and generator. And in this presentation, I tried to exclude it. That same oil is going at both the places. Because sometimes people may get angry why he is pointing me out. So varnish is critical for the generator system. Generator bearings are almost same to the turbine bearing, not different in size, but bigger than the bearing used in turbine. And conductivity level is critical because you always check what is coming, like you put Megger machine or some other machine to check the conductivity. So varnish is the only issue which plays the vital role. So inside turbine oil, varnish removal shall be done, and it is a long process, not 1 day process or 1 month process or 1 quarter process. It takes year, but we have the solution and we can provide it.
Okay, awesome. Abhishek Sharma has 2 questions for you, sir. We purge the nitrogen to oil reservoir. Does it promote the foaming? How to increase the de-aeration in the lube oil reservoir?
Abhishek Sharma ji, very nice question. Nitrogen capping never promotes any foaming or any difficulty to the system. It's all about just to put a air blanket over the tank, and it sucks moisture or whatever the liquid is had on the top level, but it will not contribute to any further degradation.
Okay. A lot of people asking for the presentation. Everyone, let me just update you on that. You will receive a link for the recording of this webinar soon on your registered email ID, and you can access the same. We do not share any PDF or PPTs that are made. That is completely for our internal records. But you can definitely refer the video, which will be shared with you once we are ready with it.
Madam, एक minute, madam, just I wanted to know, this will be shared to you on their email, or we have to share the link on the YouTube?
So we can talk about it internally. No need
Okay. Okay, fine.
Mr. Iyer wants to know, does Minimac conducts lubrication management survey of companies and helps in improvement of lubrication management?
This is our prime motto. What we do, we do the survey of the entire process, and we point out just where we need to act, and we act not as an advisor, but we act as solution provider. Don't worry, just connect to us, we'll do it.
Okay, he's also asking if we provide lubrication management products. Mr. Iyer, I would like to answer that for you. Minimac offers end-to-end customized solution as per your requirement. We have the services, the products and expertise available with us. So we would kindly suggest you to reach out to us through our website or WhatsApp number and email ID, and we have our experts to help you out in a better way. The next one is from Mr. Alex, who wants to know what is the appropriate or best desiccant breather used on turbine lubrication operations. I'm sorry if I have mispronounced it.
Okay, fine. Just I switched off my video because network is not so good due to climate condition. So I may be available on the audio. This question is very good. We can provide solution for the query, of course, no doubt. We have the system, we have the solution. Still, for the pinpointing the question, I would like, please repeat the question. Just for the pinpointing it.
Yes. Breather gets damaged very frequently. No. I think I have already published the question, and let me just find it for you 1 second. Okay, I don't think I'm able to locate that question, sir, for you. Maybe we'll answer that in the FAQ then. Let's go ahead.
Of course. And what I remember was the performance of the breather. Yeah, performance of the breather is very normal according to surrounding. If surrounding is good, we are at moon, breather will not choke. But if we are on the earth and in between a very dusty environment, it will choke. So replacement is always suggested based on the surrounding. If you need the exact time period, we are there to support you.
Okay. Pranami wants to know what to do if after regular flushing with 5-micron filter, the NAS value of oil is not coming below the OEM prescribed limit.
This is really I'm saying, I'm happy to hear this question. It was very well expected that this should come. Yes, the Macron rating of the filter is a different criteria when we talk about the absolute media and defined media. They are totally different terms. When we sell the filter, suppose I'm the owner, I will sell the filter with the 5-micron rating. Absolute rating will be 20 microns or 25 microns. Absolute media rating is much important, and I hope, I just thought you are getting suffered because of the rating mentioned on the filter element. Go for the absolute media filter, or if you have any doubt, please come to us. Bhakti madam is there and she will resolve your query.
Okay, Mitul wants to know how much oil top-up required for 8,000 liters tank annually, and what is the oil life? Can we go for more than 1 lakh operation hours if all parameters are okay?
Very good question. And oil is filled for the life, not for the 1 lakh hours. You can go for till the world is here. Parameters need to be monitored and consistently. We have to bring the contamination level down, because one contamination level entered, then they will deplete the additives which are not normally tested. After that, if you use the oil, it is not advisable at all. So we have to go for two-way, run it forever and take oil testing parameters lively every time. Ji madam.
Okay. Kapil Gupta wants to know what is the reason for increasing viscosity of lubricating oil? What is the reason for polymerization of lube oil?
This is a question from a different world, I can say, but yeah, it's very good. Increasing in the viscosity, first point is temperature difference, because we calculate viscosity as 40 degrees Celsius. But if we take at the same temperature, it's coming high is the second limit, that is particle contamination less than 3 microns. Madam, can you please say second part of the question? If you have.
I will not get a hold. I have already published the question.
Okay. Because there was second part, how means how much time we need to replace the oil. Don't replace the oil. Again, I'm saying, madam just published it, so I'm saying it as per my memory. Don't replace the oil. Use it until you can maintain it as per testing parameters. Testing parameters not only NAS or ISO or moisture. We have to go for the ruler, FTIR or further to know the oil life. Ji madam. Next question, please.
All right. Kel Prasad wants to know what should be life of used oil for rotating machines if the oil parameters such as moisture, MI, TAN, NAS are found within desired value.
Just I have answer for it. NAS and moisture is not the one parameter to use the oil. You have to go for the what is the condition of additives that will come in elemental analysis, FTIR or ruler test. Yes, I can say keep using the oil until it is not giving you the trouble, because we are not here to suggest you replace the oil.
Okay. Mr. Umesh Dongre, what methods are available to remove dissolved water from the MOT oil?
Mr. Dongre, this is very simple. If water ingression is from the gland, we can remove it by the draining of the tank, because water will come down or settle down at the bottom, and during presentation we have shown it drain points, so we can drain it out. Unfortunately, if water in the another form like emulsified and dissolved, we can go for the vacuum dehydration. That is the perfect method to use. Nothing apart from it, because boiling temperature of the water is very high, 100 degrees Celsius, but due to vacuum, we can bring it down up to 60 degrees Celsius, and that is the only one method. Apart from this method, nothing is available in this world. Whoever is claiming it is promising false. Ji, madam.
Okay. Ramesh ji wants to know, is it required to have air pressure over lube oil tank for lube oil tank level for avoiding dust in the atmosphere?
Normally we maintain negative pressure in the lube oil tank. So positive pressure may cause difficulty in the bearing housings. Yes, we have a solution.
Okay.
Lube oil pressure goes to bearings. Return oil pressure is totally dependent on the MOT pressure, that is micronegative pressure, up to 10 kPa or 8 kPa. If I talk in the terms of bar, it is 0.08 or 0.1.
Okay. Mr. Tarachan wants to know what is effect of tan number when it increases in turbine oil, and how can we reduce in range, or how we can reduce it or bring it in range.
TAN number controlling is not much important in the case of lubrication, while it is case of turbine. Yes, if you have a specific requirement, please come to us. We will see the requirement and come back to you.
Okay. Hemanand Chinnara is asking, we are using a lube oil centrifuge for MOT of STG. Whether it is enough to separate moisture or better practices could be adopted.
Chimaji, I would like to say, lube oil separator or conditioner, what you are using is what type of? Is it of the centrifugal method of, or it is of low vacuum dehydration or coalescer method? That we have to know. After that only we can suggest you.
Okay. Here we have a detailed question from Mr. Reddy. What area possible causes for moisture level increased turbine lube oil system? We have inspected the lube oil cooler, OVF direction, MOT opening, overhead tank opening, turbine gland leakages, etc. Found okay. And we are providing additional LAVD for removing the moisture. Give suggestions for additional or missing checkpoints in moisture entry in the lube oil system. This is an interesting question.
Yes, of course, madam, very rightly said. This is a very interesting question. And frankly saying, the point, whatever has been checked are not sufficient. There are 19 points to be checked. And in the your question, hardly 6-7 points came. Please stay in touch with us, and we will revert you to further checkpoints and further solution. Because yes, you did great work, but one point like gland checking you did. Gland checking cannot be done in the running machine. That cannot be done anyway. So how you checked it, we need to know. And after that, we can say the answer. Over to you, madam.
Okay. ELC filtration system will not deplete additives in oil. Mr. Naresh wants to know.
ELC system depletes. Really saying, ELC system depletes the additive. But what additive? Those are not present in lubricating oil. For the lubricating oil, this is very perfect system that we can use. And its performance is great. Running cost is very low. So definitely we should use it, ELC. Yeah, it will deplete the additive, where we are coming to synthetic oil like FRF or control fluid. That time we have to avoid it. Over to you, madam.
Okay, Naresh ji, you also wanted to know which method is used to remove free emulsified and dissolved moisture. We'll have a link shared with you where we have explained in a video very well how our low vacuum dehydration system works, what exactly is the technology, and how these three types of moisture could be removed from oil using the technology. So we'll have a video shared with you for the same, so that could save us the time, and you can always go to the website. So. Okay, Mr. Sahu is asking, OEM recommended ISO VG32 oil for turbine. Could we replace ISO VG46 as you told? Is it better?
Yes, Mr. Sahu, we can go one grade above and one grade below, always. So your oil is 32, so we can go for the 46. There will not be any operational implication with the machine, and confidently replace the entire oil, the system will work nicely.
Okay. Mr. Gupta is asking, we are using NAS 6 hydraulic oil. Is it compulsory to use filter element of 5 micron, or we can use 20 micron?
This depends on the contamination level generated. Since presently we have not a data of the contamination level, so we cannot comment on this. But 5 microns is required only when NAS 5 or 6 is to be achieved. If it is not there, no need to use it. For the timing, I'm saying. Otherwise, we can comment it after getting the entire data sheet.
Okay. Ramesh is asking, if we increase oil pressure, will it improve the bearing temperature reduction, or it will increase vibration?
We can increase the oil pressure, no doubt. You can increase it, and especially when it comes to lubrication oil pressure, normally it is 1.8 bar or 1.6 bar. We can go 2.5 or 2.6 bar easily. It depends on your contamination level again. If your contamination level is high, please don't increase the low oil pressure. This is request. Otherwise, it will eat up the rotor or general area.
Okay. Daniel Gonzalez has a question. The lube oil flushing, it will be at high speed or medium speed and increasing the oil temperature until what temperature is recommendable in your opinion?
This temperature limits totally depends on two parameters. One is oil capability. Second one is the system in which the oil is entering. That system has what capability? So if I talk about the general bearing, 110 degree is the limit. So we stop it at 95. If you are using normal lubricating oil, it has limit up to 120 degree. So the system which accepts 120 degree, you go for it. The system which is not accepting beyond 110 degrees Celsius, please stop. Don't see the oil parameter, but see the system parameter.
Okay, last two questions for the evening. Amir is asking reason for formation of non-condensate gas in lube oil and its action.
This happens, bro. Means I'm frankly saying this happens because tank is breathing, our bearing enclosure is breathing, and as well as the system to provide lubrication to the bearing and return is also breathing. So these dissolved gases will be there, and we need to check it out. Especially in the case of transformer, for the lubrication, it is not much essential. For the transformers, we have to go for DGA, dissolved gas analysis, and it is vital. Last question. As you told, we have two questions.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Akash Pradhan has a message for us. Thank you for a good, elaborated, and knowledge sharing presentation. I strongly believe every plant should have a central lubrication management department. I have seen in Tata Group plants are having this, but they outsourcing the team. Thus, your organization is also available to take contract of similar kind of things.
We are not taking contracts. We are serving you. We are not a contractor or just like roadside vendors. We are there to serve you for your betterment, and this is motto of the company. And we will be doing it always. For you, we are agreed. We will do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yogesh, for your time, efforts, and giving out the presentation and catering to all the questions that we could take up for our audiences. And everyone else who have taken out time and efforts to attend the session, thank you so much for being here. I know we are going through a difficult time. A lot of you might have missed our previous webinars. What I would request, I could see a lot of questions still remaining, which are related to ELC, machine, ELC, oil, FRF oil, turbine management, where to take and withdraw the sample from upstream, downstream, what should be the micron size, mesh filters, and etc. A lot of questions which I feel we have already answered in previous webinars. So what I would request all of you, if you are interested to look at the content and the question and answers that we have covered previously and want to get an answer to the same, there are best two options which I would suggest you right now. The first one is go to our YouTube channel, which is Minimax Systems Private Limited, and watch out for all the videos of previous webinars where we have discussed, we have presented the topics that you seek answer for. And second option is go and head over to our LinkedIn page, which is Minimax Systems Private Limited, again on LinkedIn. We are very active on that platform, and we have shared a document which is called an FAQ, frequently asked questions. So all the questions that we have answered already during the webinar, and also the questions which are unanswered, which we haven't catered to today because of time restrictions, we will be answering all of these questions in a proper document, and this document would be shared with you over email and on LinkedIn. So I would request you all to please go through this document. It is really informative and it has most of the answers that you seek and that you're asking about. And as far as the lubrication management services of Minimac are concerned, you can find the same on our website, which is minimaxsystems.com. And there you will also get a link to our email ID as well as a WhatsApp number and a phone number. You can just pick up the call and talk to our expert, and they would guide you further in order to understand what problems are you going through, and according to your problems we will be suggesting you a customized solution which is just built for you. Thank you so much everyone. You would get further details from our side as soon as it is ready. Signing off, Bhafti Doshi. You have a great day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and get yourself vaccinated, guys.